Hello, guys. It's success again, and this is your trade recap for the week that just ended. So let's quickly jump into it. This is my SAUSD chart, my 4 hour time frame. If you remember very well from the last week, I then said that I'm definitely seeing a continuation of a buy on SAUSD that I'm going to be positioned for a buy trade. So if you remember very well, I labeled my chart as you can clearly see. I then said, here is my 4 hour time frame. Here definitely should be the first entry position. And then this second entry position definitely was the time I posted that definitely this is the entry position, that this was the right time to buy gold at that particular day. So I remember on this day, I think around Tuesday, I definitely said after Monday, eventually, after marking the high of the week on Monday, we then saw that price eventually was consolidating on the lower time frame based on the fact that this was the higher time frame. Like I always say, my analysis start from the higher time frame. Being a day trader, I start from the 4 hour time frame, and then I then jump into my intermediate time frame, being the 1 hour time frame, and then my entry time frame is usually my 15-minute time frame. So I usually use my 15-minute time frame to execute my trade. So this was definitely why on this case, definitely the I then said on the previous post as well that definitely the stop loss is definitely going to be beneath underneath this low here that price came to. So as you can clearly see from the 4 hour chart, as the trade was definitely moving in my direction, I turned and I was tightening my SL. I reduced my stop loss from the SL peak movement to reduce almost breaking even on this trade. So I reduced the SL to this significant order, and then while the trade was definitely moving my direction, you can clearly see that the market has closed, but you can see that price is almost hitting the take profit. And I'm definitely still bullish because definitely gold is going to hit 5K. It's going to hit 5K. So I definitely believe that we're going to be having an all-time high on gold as well. So this is definitely the 15-minute time frame, which you can clearly see how it was executed from the 15-minute time frame. So I just want to shrink my screen, my chart, definitely so you can see how it's all played out. So you can clearly see that we're following structure. We definitely not just guessing here, but we're following structure. So that was definitely what happened on gold. And if you remember, on this particular day, I definitely put my alert on 4,500. That was before marking the high of the week for the previous. So when I saw this consolidation happen around this level, I immediately knew that we're definitely going to be having a break above this level. And if I'm to break this level down, let me zoom in so you can clearly understand why I was buying gold at this particular day and time. So if you remember very well, I do look out for confluences, and I do have confluences as well. I do have 4/4 confluences, and at the same time, I can also take a trade that's it is 3/4 confluences as well. So around this level, we can clearly see after marking the higher and low of the week, we can clearly see that price eventually we have. Sorry, let me just go back there so I can. I want to delete this horizontal array boss so you can also see why. So around this level, I do have the psychological level here that's definitely acting as support, and I do have the high of the week definitely acting as resistance on this particular day. So when I saw this consolidation happening around this level, I knew that price was definitely going to break above because of market structure. If you remember very well from the last week post, I have eventually stated and talked about market structure, why I'm still bullish and why I'm still holding my buy bias on gold because of the pure market structure that was formed from the higher time frame. So we saw the higher time frame correlate with the intermediate, and then we used our 15 minutes to execute the trade. So I'm trying to eventually fall back to my 4 hour so I can eventually show you and zoom out so you understand the market structure I was talking about. So immediately I saw this, I've been sounding it very loud about market structure being heard is still very valid. So if I'm definitely to now just mark out the market structure quickly, we're definitely going to see that market has been creating new highs. Market has been creating new highs. So let's quickly identify that now. So we saw from this level We can consider, yes, market has been trending for a very long time. It's been an uptrend for a very long time. But at this particular day, we can clearly say here is a higher high, then higher low. Then we can say here is a higher high. Then we see here, we can say here is the higher low. Then what are we or have we seen now? We saw price eventually created a new high around this level. We saw price creating a new high around this level. And what did we see again? We saw price pull back to this level. That particular day. I then labeled it as first entry position to go in on gold. To go in on gold. That was the first entry position to go in on gold. So what did we see again? We saw price create new high. What did we see? We see price definitely create new low again. So what are we seeing now, or what are we expecting now? We're seeing price also create a new high. So I'm expecting around this level for the new high to definitely hit the take profit, and then we'll see probably a pullback around this level if the market structure is definitely going to be holding also. So that's definitely why I definitely have taken this time to always update you on what the week eventually ended with and what happened and what we did during the course of the week that just ended. So this is definitely what I'm anticipating once the market officially opens again. But eventually you can see that take profit is almost being hit. Take profit is almost being hit. So that's basically how I trade. That's how I analyze my pairs. I tend to understand what trend are we. Then all I do is to definitely mark out my levels. I do have to back at my psychological levels that act as support and resistance. And I definitely want you guys to hit the subscribe button if you love how I analyze my pairs, if you love how I trade, if you love how I spot my price action. I want you to hit the subscribe button. I want you to like, subscribe for more.